Back of the Bus podcast coming to you with another comic book review. As always, I got with me, I ain't saying, I'm just saying, Mr. Theo Butler.
What's up? What's good? What's poppin'? What's crackin'? What's percolating? What's really good in the hood? Y'all know how we do it.
And today we've got Immortal X-Men by Kieran Gillen, number 13. Douglas Ramsey there on the cover page. I can't believe that we sat up there and talked through an entire council session and didn't realize that Krakoa didn't speak once when we talked about this last month. And neither did Krakoa's mouthpiece, Douglas Ramsey, who both are included on the council.
Where Doug at? Where Doug been?
Floating around. I don't know what book he's on. Maybe New Mutants. Probably New Mutants. You probably need to be reading New Mutants for Doug. Here we are in the council room from last week's or last month's scene, last issue's scene. And it is a shot of Doug and Krakoa kind of communicating to each other. He's noticing that the leaves are wilting, and it's all building up to the the fall. Let me say something really quick before we start breaking into the breakdown of the book. If it is the X Office's intention to reset the X-Men all the way back past the Krakoa reset, you will be doing something to your A-list, if that even exists anymore. Your A-list character, like your A-list character sets, and you will be essentially throwing away any momentum that you've had for no reason at all. For no other reason than comic book mundanity. Just doing something because that's what happens in comic books.
It's almost
no reason to send us back to the school. No reason to have these people scattered all over the planet. Morocco gone, Krakoa gone. There's absolutely no reason to do that.
Comic book fans and everything like that. We remember when X-Men was doing bad with Fox movies. And so what Marvel decided to do as a comic book company was stop dealing with the X-Men. They weren't going to use the comic books to promote bad movies. So we said bye-bye to the X-Men, and we said bye-bye to the Fantastic Four by and large. We got the Inhumans on ABC. Hot garbage. This is why we got Miss Marvel as a Eternal. I'm gonna say as Inhuman as opposed to a mutant. So you get the mutants back. You get them back. Okay. Well, I like what I tell you. I say, Marcus, I touch these IPs in all different facets. It ain't just the comic book. It ain't just the movie. This is the Wolverine action figure that was released when House of X came out. Ironically enough, those action figures corresponded when that comic book launched. Ironically enough, that comic book launched when Marvel got the rights back to the mutants. So as you say, you build up all this momentum. But I can't lie. I honestly feel like that's what this whole storyline, going all the way back to the House of X, Ten of Swords, and everything like that. I'm starting to feel like, because honestly, what we just got with Sins of Sinister, that was a waste of time. I'm starting to get to a point where I'm starting to feel like all this hype, all these storylines, because what was X by and large? Much ado about nothing. Avengers versus X-Men versus Eternals. It was a huge storyline.
We killed Ajax so that she could become an eternal god that has yet to pop back up in any meaningful way. I don't think we've seen her in comics again since then.
I'm of the mind, viewers. The way they're writing this is that it's much ado about nothing. When it's all said and done, everything that we've experienced. So yes, this is me saying I'm with you on this. I believe when it's all said and done, it's going to be much ado about nothing.
And that's okay maybe for individual events, but for something that really kind of re-energized Marvel Comics for at least a brief moment, definitely revitalized X-Men as a brand. Why would you go away from that? Like, this is the new normal, man. This is the new normal. Not 12 kids in a boarding school in upstate New York or Connecticut or wherever the hell the X-Mansion is. Like, that's not it, fam. We don't want that. We also don't want any more post-decimation X-Men where we can barely piece a team together. Like, we liked having every mutant together in one spot working for a common goal. That
Well,
is what re-energized the brand.
I'm hoping they fix it. Here's what we're looking at. Well, me. Okay, so you had Krakoa. So what we were supposed to have was a mutant utopia. So essentially, there were no more bad guys. You got a mutant comic book. You need some bad mutants.
And that's a
You
theme in this book too. Yep,
yeah,
that's a
you're
theme.
gonna need that. I mean, that's the whole purpose. It's a superhero comic book. I get what you got, mutants and everything like that, but you can't have it where all the mutants getting along all of a sudden. No,
Yeah.
we can't do that. So I think I'm hoping that if we do get to something, I'm with you. We can't go back to Xavier Mansion. I'm hoping that we get to a storyline where some of the mutants are just off in the world living peaceful, right? And you still, because you got a lot of X books out here on the table, because like you got X Force, Excalibur, X Men, Good God Almighty, X Ray.
And it's only more coming too. Like, I'm looking through the solicits in these books that we're reviewing. Uncanny Avengers,
Yeah,
Jean Grey, written by somebody Simonson. I'm just like, yo, like,
here's
please,
what
we value these characters more.
if I had to give them and ain't nobody listen to me. When they had X-Men Blue and X-Men Yellow, X-Men Gold back in the day. I forget who the artist was at the time, but it was a relaunch. It was right after the X-Men had came from dealing with the Savage Land and everything like that, when they were wearing all of them were wearing basically the original costume, blue and yellow. Storm was the leader of X-Men Gold, and Cyclops was the leader of X-Men Blue. I think you may have to get it down something like that. Like, you got to get back to the superhero story. You got a lot of X books out here. You got to get these teams. When they had it where X Force was, okay, y'all go save lives, we go take lives. Have each book with a specific direction and take it there. I think that's what you're gonna have to do, because like you can't go all the way back to ground zero. You can't do that. You can't do
Yeah.
that.
Yep. Agreed. Emma is giving the council the breakdown of her time at what I would have to assume is NATO. She says the world course, but I'm sure she went to NATO and talked to the people after Colossus has the bright idea to tell the world about a forgotten timeline that will not ever happen, because they know. Great thing, right? And it went as you would expect it to. Humans do what humans do, and they get mad at things that are no longer threats, and so now, we're left with mutants being hated. We're back to square one, back to the norm. And so, like, she's kind of just giving it to them the way that they deserve to hear it. Here's Xavier trying to, placate and be the father in the room, and nobody's buying it. Nobody wants to hear it. Like, your ethics are going to get us messed up. Why? No one, nobody in X Force, nobody in X-Men Red, nobody in Immortal X-Men has turned their eye to Colossus yet. How long are we going to do this? Like, okay, you let him hide in plain sight, and you showed the story of a true sleeper cell agent. Success, Kieran Gillen. I will pat you on the back on one condition: you get off of it. Like, I will, on one condition, I will pat you on the back and say you did a good job with hiding Colossus in plain sight. If you get the hell off of it and somebody wakes up.
It's one of them things, like, when you ride a character for that long, and we won't mention any names because we know a character got rolled for 15 issues. But when you ride a character that long, it takes a while to build that character back up again, because you got to tell the story right. Like, first of all, I like Colossus, but Colossus been walking around for I don't know how many years now. Can we say nerfed?
Yeah.
Can we use that word? Colossus been walking around here very un-Colossus-like for a while now. And it's like, it's either one of a few things. You got a hell of a payoff for this dude at the end, or you don't like this dude.
Some more stupid stuff is happening. Destiny is trying to let the council know, hey, red alert, once again. Selene needs to fucking go. She needs to be gone. She needs to be out of here. Selene is like, oh yeah, another I'm with Orcus, yada yada yada. And she's like, no, it ain't because you're a traitor. Everybody knows that. You only need a memory to know that. you need to leave, or else we're going to be in impending doom. I'm trying to tell y'all, Selene needs to leave. Here's Storm. It's no time for power plays. We don't have time for this. We need to focus on Krakoa. Yo, listen. I don't know if they're like trying to make her to be out to be like Miss Virtue, but Storm is not slow. She's not slow. She's not gonna lay in the bed with snakes because she doesn't have the time to remove them. What is this? What is this turned into? What's going on?
Charles chose Aurora to lead the X-Men when Logan was right there and who had hundreds of years of military experience. He chose Aurora to run the X-Men. So, and when Scott came back, he showed him, I'm that one. I'm that one. I run it now. So now I'm looking at Aurora and they're making her oblivious to quite a few things. And it's not just limited to this particular comic book. I think we seen in Black Panther, the last series, she acted like she was oblivious to what was going on. This harkens all the way back to not Secret Invasion, but to Infinity. When she was acting oblivious as what Namor had going on when he was part of the Phoenix Five with flooding Wakanda. She was the queen at that time. So she's been acting very, very oblivious to everything that's going on around her for quite some time, except for what concerns her and those close to her. So
True. Irene even provides a very valid reason as to why she's going. She desecrated the land. Like, she literally attacked us because we wouldn't give her a council seat. What are we talking about, yo? What is this? The nonsense. She remember the kaiju that we at the beginning of Immortal X-Men when this series started? Selene. Not to mention she was running around in Wakanda. I think 2 Captain America runs ago, and she got caught up over there too. But I guess that didn't happen when Shuri captured her or something. I don't know. Whatever. You know, like continuity.
So man, I always look at problems and I work them back to zero because I'm like, don't talk to me about number 3. Let me go all the way back when this thing started. So you mean to tell me, because Xavier said that we needed Sinister's ability to clone and everything like that, you mean to tell me, you, who people still trying to figure out why you not considered an Omega level telepath, you who put psychic dampeners on Jean as a kid, who's an Omega level telepath, you mean to tell me you took no precautions with this dude? None. You take mental precautions with everybody else. You want to take them with Vulcan. You ain't taking with this dude. None of y'all. Apocalypse. You mean the dude that's been around for a minute? The dude who gave Nathaniel Essex, he know what Nathaniel Essex is capable of if no one else does.
Yeah.
None of y'all put any checks and balances in on this dude. Y'all just took him at face value.
Not on anybody. Not Nathaniel Essex, not Beast, not anybody. So Exodus gets the bright idea, right? Because if Hope resurrects someone, obviously they are at risk of having the Sinister gene, so then they can't have a voting interest on the Quiet Council. So if Exodus just ends her right now, and she has to get rebooted, then that solves the problem of getting her off the Quiet Council.
Did you pick up on the balloons? Because I believe that's Doug talking.
What's that?
The square bubbles, where it's like somebody always talking. When Destiny says you're back from the dead. If you had returned from the Fire's resurrection, you would have no vote too. You'd be as possibly compromised as we are. And then the voice says, there it is.
There it is. I understand. Yeah, that's probably Exodus.
Kind of like more how we've seen Colossus talk in Immortal X-Men and everything like that. Or, when he's trying to get the word out. I believe that's Doug. Like, I'm breaking this thing down. I'm seeing, or
Doug. Okay, yeah. Doug. It's Doug. Yeah.
Doug gets it. And he's like, okay, so Exodus see what's going on. So this is Exodus play. We can get Selene off the council if we do it this way.
Right. Yep. So then, for some reason or another, here's Storm. Oh, but I won't let you kill her. Why, Storm? Why? Give me a good reason. Like, listen, man. She got that directive from Eric, and every decision that she's made since then has been terrible. It's been terrible. I don't understand. I don't get it. I like her much more in X-Men Red now than I like her in Immortal X-Men. because this doesn't read. At least she's ready to fight when she sees a threat in Genesis and X-Men Red. This is nonsense. You know Selene is a snake. The telepath, or excuse me, the future seer on your council is telling you she's a snake. Oh, and by the way, her introduction to the Quiet Council was to release
and then watch
monsters on the island.
Watch this. I get quite a few people not knowing what's going on with Peter. I do. I'm gonna give Nightcrawler a pass because of what he was going through.
And he's also gone, apparently. He's off planet somewhere.
I'm gonna give Logan a pass because of what he's been going through. I'm gonna give Banshee a pass. Sean O'Cassidy. I'm gonna give him a pass because of what he was going through. I'm gonna give John Proudstar a pass because of what he was going through. I'm gonna give Shiro Yoshida Sunfire a pass because you know what? After Giant Size X-Men and with one, my dog Peach died. He's like, I ain't got time. You know, the person who's supposed to be observant, because she's supposed to be cool with people. It's two of them, actually. Two of them, because I ain't even gonna dime one of them out like that. I don't understand how Aurora and Kitty don't notice the difference and how this dude act.
Well, Kitty started to, and then just let it go, and then Aurora started to, and just let it go.
Right. See, that ain't how that's what that is. Like, somebody would have to be playing tricks with them for them to let it go. But Aurora has been on that team as long as Peter has. Kitty was his love interest for a long, long time. Like, I mean, when Marvel wrote it, would have thought somebody was gonna get in trouble for pedophilia because he was grown. He was a kid. Weird. But them two, there's no excuse. None. There's no excuse for them two not knowing. None.
So Doug has a great idea. I mean, a real doozy. And he comes and talks to Xavier, and he lets him know all this stuff. And he tells him, oh, remember I mentioned a couple issues ago, like, damn, ain't nobody noticed that Sabretooth ain't in the hole no more? Because in Laval's run, he out here running around with like 6 people that's supposed to be in the pit. And they just telling people stuff and letting them know that Xavier did it to him. They should probably check in on that. Well, that finally came back to bite him in the ass because now the island apparently hates Xavier because there's a pit, because there's a jail on an island full of mutants, good and bad and indifferent. I guess they're mad specifically at Xavier because there's a jail.
You know what that's like? I'm finna be petty. So you mean tell me on an island with mutants, because some of them gonna act up, we can't have a jail? You know what that's like? That's like saying we can't. Every city in Wakanda got to be flourishing. Golden City. No. Every city ain't gonna be doing as good as every city. That's not even remotely possible. You gotta have a jail wherever you at. You gotta have something somewhere to put people that just ain't gonna do right. I mean, you gotta have some people that ain't gonna act right, ain't gonna do right, regardless of how many chances you give them. You gotta have some place for them.
Do you want to know what Doug's genius idea is to help out with all of this? Because it can't be Xavier to fix the problem. He got to get out the way, which I halfway understand. I don't know why we're using Xavier at this point for that plot device, but okay, fine, changing leadership. I understand that. You know what this bright idea is? We're going to dissolve the Quiet Council. Jesus Christ. Why is no one's brain working? Once again, future teller on the council, Destiny, this is a mistake. Don't do this.
You know what it is? You know what it is? It's almost as if they've started relying more on their powers and less on their morality.
On their common sense.
Yeah, all that. You know what I'm saying? It's almost like, okay, I get it. Selene is a mutant. Evil. Bad. Not a good person type of mutant. Why is she able to wield any Sebastian Shaw
power at all? Why are we negotiating with this woman at all? Like, if at first it was because of the magical aspect of the mutant realm that they were lacking with Apocalypse going back to Amen. But that's not enough. After she released the kaiju on the island, it should have been done. Why are we even introducing this again?
What about Sebastian Shaw? This the same dude that killed Kitty Pryde.
Brother Colossus says so, and everybody don't know he killed Kitty Pryde. Only ones that know he killed Kitty Pryde is Storm and Emma. And
What I'm saying, like, why y'all didn't out this dude? Like, what was your purpose?
I think they thought that they were going to be able to have like a pet. Once they neutered him, that I think they thought they broke him so much that he was no longer a threat to them.
Then with Emma being an Omega level telepath, when did she lose control of him?
Because he's been making all kind of deals. He's been working with Mother Righteous. He working with Celine. He been all over.
You know what it is? I read too many comic books. I done read too many comic books. I done read too many.
Well, things are starting to kind of come apart at the seams for this story. Like, there's a lot of holes in what was a very tight script just 4 or 5 issues ago. I think we've introduced so much and we've convoluted it with that whole Sins of Sinister stuff that now there's just too much. We're doing too much, and there's too much that's being left unexplained. Now, the absolute worst part of this book is that no sooner than Douglas Ramsey seemingly carries out Krakoa's wishes, he gets snatched and goes into the pit. Now, Glora, oh my goodness. Now imagine that. Now imagine I just dissolved the Quiet Council because of the pit, and I got my ass put in the pit.
Well, not necessarily, Krakoa protected him, They can't find him. They didn't broke down. I don't think he's in the percent. I think he kind of like in the lap of luxury right now. We're not gonna know. I mean,
okay. Whatever happened, he got taken against his will.
Now that much is true. Like that.
Against his will. Now there is the possibility that maybe somebody in the room meant him harm. He mentioned something about a bald. Maybe he fears Xavier doing
his wife
something to Doug.
Hold on, damn that! His wife better be down there waiting on him, because you know what? I ain't seen her in a minute. And who writing this? Yeah, you can write all you want to. Give us all this good stuff that we ain't really fond of. Where's Doug's wife?
Yeah. So
she ain't dead.
At this year's Hellfire Gala, we will be announcing that there's no more Quiet Council because we did things in an alternate timeline. X-Men. What are your thoughts, man, right now? Where are we at with the Immortal X-Men?
I'm tired. I don't. Well, me and you talked about it a little bit. It's not X-Men Red. No. It's not. And even though we probably ain't read it in a minute, it's probably not even X-Men. I know we ain't read X-Men in a minute, but I'm not one to just everybody just feeling sorry for themselves, and they've been feeling sorry for themselves for a minute. Now I'm just by time. Mm-hmm. Like I need something else, and they've been feeling sorry for themselves and been stupid, dumb, just dumb. This whole saga that we've been on post Sins of Sinister has been moronic. It's been so stupid. It's been really dumb. Like the ultimate downfall at the end of the day of mutants will not be Nimrod, AI, any of that. It will be mutants. It's going to be mutants. Mutants are the ultimate downfall of other mutants, which is that's the message. What issue did you tap out? How many comics did you read?
Voldemort.
Yeah. How many comics?
7. I gave it 7 issues. I made it out the first arc, or what was supposed to be the first arc.
And how many issues you did Immortal X-Men?
13.
I got 13 issues of Immortal X-Men.
Yes.
Hey, listen. Marcus cut that last dude off at 7. You got
one more. Yeah. No. We got there because Kieran Gillen, he has a little bit of a better reputation than
14, because that's double what Marcus gave the last dude. Listen, I'm about to do to you what Marcus did to the last dude. It's 14.
Yeah, you need to change this around, because all this woe is me for the human stuff is really, it's in my crawl, and I don't like it. I don't like it at all. That's gonna be it for Immortal X-Men. Next up, we will be reviewing Brian Edward Hill's Blade #1. Please don't miss it. Come mess with us again when we get this one out. Yeah, I appreciate you.
Yes, sir. Yes,
We
sir.
are going to switch over to the live, man. So you'll probably be watching this one sometime after the Black Panther. Appreciate y'all. Like, share, and subscribe.